Okay, so I guess the like overall sort of thing I want to talk about in this VOD is like kind of how to play alongside your other support. I think you did a lot of things right here. There's a couple things like could have been better for sure, but I think the one like big thing is like positioning around your other support. I don't know if this is like someone you're queued with or it's a random. I don't recognize the name, so I assumed it was a random. So like they're going to be doing their own thing. So like there's going to be times where you don't always know what they're going to be doing at one time, but like you got to kind of play around them. And so I want to talk about that a little bit. So yeah, we'll jump into it. Positioning is good here to start. Only thing you really need to worry about is the potential like Hanzo headshots, but like it's gonna be tough to hit those shots from there for him. Positioning wise, again, like this is all completely fine. You did a good pull off onto the Doomfist here, only feeds a little bit. That was a good pull because he was about to get destroyed. He just went in there like a beast. Not much you can do about that. He speed up a little bit. Okay, so again, he just feeds in here. So like the one thing that maybe you could positioning wise do a little bit different, since your Moira's dead and not going to be able to help anyone, you could maybe position like underneath here to the right. You get like a little bit better sight line of the Doom. You're a little bit closer to him. If Echo goes up there, you can heal her a little bit easier. But this is definitely the safer position, so I don't mind either. I think once your support dies, maybe the right side might be a little bit better for you, but other than that, you're not doing anything wrong here. Unfortunately, he's got destroyed. Now, ideally, like I think you played Lifeweaver pretty well on this point, but I think the BAP would probably be a little bit better with the Orisa. It's tough because you have a Moira. Like ideally, like you guys would be doing like BAP Mercy here, BAP, maybe Alari, but like I think the BAP's important. So like the Lifeweaver's good here. Like Lifeweaver will be able to help both your DPS really well, and you can do a lot of healing if you need to. You can potentially get to the high ground. So I think Lifeweaver's good here. It's more so because of the Moira that like having a BAP would be good, but at the same time it's weird to have BAP Moira. It's confusing. It's not, this is again not your fault. This is just like on your other support. So this first tree, you lose one, so like that makes it a little bit not worth, but I think positioning wise it also is not worth, right? So like they start to tour ball here as you throw the tree, right? And I can see like the idea of why you put the tree there, right? Because you don't want to like die to tour ball, you want to keep your Orisa up, but like positioning wise, like it's in a spot where Orisa can't stay there, right? Like if she continues to stay near this doorway or like even where the tree is, she's either going to get completely melted by the other team or like the Torvald's going to kill her, right? So like it's a little too hard for her to use this tree. So I think positioning wise, like I wouldn't have necessarily used it because Ducky just died, but like I don't mind it, right? But I think positioning wise, it needs to be like away from the Torvald a little bit, like either over here near the cart somewhere. You'd even put it on top of the cart if you really wanted to. Maybe somewhere over here where like it's not just like straight up in all their faces, they can kill it real easy. Like it's kind of line of sighted, it's blocking toward her a little bit. Orisa can use this and push in with it too, right? Like she can push up if it's right over there, like she can push up over here too. And we'll talk a little bit about kind of that part on your next tree as well. But I don't mind the timing of the tree. It's unfortunate Ducky died right at the time that happened. That is what it is. The other thing too is you can cancel, well, not cancel, but negate Sigma ult with your tree. So if you place it right in the middle, I know that it wouldn't have worked really here because it would have been inside, hard to do. But if you place tree right in the middle of Sigma ult as the circle pops up that he's casting, anyone who's in Sigma won't get lifted because they're line of sighted because of the tree. It's a really big thing to do. Something minor to think about, I guess. Orisa wants to die a little bit. So in this scenario, right, like your Moira is going to be with your Orisa, right? So like I think it could be valuable to like use a little platform and take the high ground with by yourself, or you know, like tell Damien like, hey, let's go high ground, come up here, right? And you guys kind of play the off angle. You know, you can do some damage, he can do some damage, you pocket him. If Ducky goes up in there, you can still like help Ducky quite a bit. You know, you still help your tank if need be, but like your Moira should be able to handle that too, right? So I think that's one thing that could be pretty nice. And that's just kind of like, that's what I mean by playing off of your other support. You know, just like if your Moira is going to be directly where your Orisa is, you don't necessarily need to be like with your Orisa. Do you want to back up here for a second? Look at something real quick. Okay, so right here, right? So they pop tree, right? And I just mentioned like what I did. But one valuable thing, since you were right here, you didn't go up top, right? One thing that would be really valuable, right, is you can't see the Life Weaver yet, but Life Weaver pops up into your screen here, and you and no one else on the team are shooting at this Life Weaver. Like, one, you could definitely call it, but two, like, if I'm playing Life Weaver there, I'm going to be trying to beam that Life Weaver. Like, I want them to die right here. Like, I see that. Like, I'm not worried about that Torb turret. I'm not worried about that Torb. I'm killing this Life Weaver because not only is the Life Weaver, like, in a really bad spot, he's not even in his tree. Like, he's not even being healed by his tree currently. Like, he's going to have to use dash or push into your Orisa in order to, like, get healed up by his tree. So, like, I think before he gets the pedal platform down and goes up, like, you and Orisa could definitely kill him. Like, see, he still doesn't even have the platform up. Like, definitely could have died if you, Damien, you know, your Orisa are shooting at him right there. Like, he should be dead. So I like that you're adding some damage there, but make sure to, like, think about, like, doing it to the, right targets still. Good try going up to finish it. That was a good try. To get a result. Just needed to actually use it. Okay, so don't mind you pushing card. I think that's completely fine if you're the one pushing card. Definitely try, like, even when you're pushing cart, right, definitely try to push up just a little bit. I know the dragon separated you, but, like, if you weren't standing on cart to begin with, you were, like, stood in front of it, right, you wouldn't have had to dash back, and that, it didn't completely take you out of the fight, but, like, Damien and Ducky are feeding a little bit, right, and you can kind of help make up for that by being a little bit more forward, right. If you were in front of that dragon right there, and you see the Damien's going for his ult, you could quickly pedal platform, go up top, leave cart for a second, and help him or help Ducky, up top real quick, right, while you're, Orisa might even take over cart at that point if that happens. I like that you're looking to help Ducky though, that's great. Helping your DPS is very important, obviously. So we'll talk about this tree coming up here too. So, right, so here's my problem with this tree. So one, Ducky gets low, right? But like Ducky's the only low person. I don't mind the timing of the tree. Like, I think you could have waited to use it a little bit, but like the timing's fine. The thing that is more of a problem is the positioning of it, right? So the tree, right, like it's good for you, it's good for your, if they're winning a team fight and they're pushing into you guys, like that's a really good tree, like to one, create some cover, two, help on the retreat, right? Like that could be really nice. But we're not like retreating in the fight, right? We're winning this fight. Like their Sig's low, their Hanzo's low, they're down one still, like Life Weaver's still not even back, so like we're in a 5v4, and so I don't mind using ults to like to win a fight, right? Like that's a good thing. Like you're up in the fight, but like you want to secure that fight with an ult. That's completely fine. You were building ult really quick anyway. That's awesome. I think the bigger issue is it needs to be further forward if you're going to use here. So like you want to pop it like up here, or even like this could be like a, maybe looked at as a silly thing, but you could use it to block this, right? Like you could put it right in this doorway, make sure they cannot retreat. Like there's no chance they get out. You're helping Ducky that way. You know, your Orisa is going to have like a ridiculous amount of life that way because she's going to be able to walk into it. Your whole team can push forward besides maybe you because you're on cart, and they will have tree and just win that fight really easily. So definitely think about the positioning of it. Like I mentioned on the first one, like it could have been positioned better. This one like really needed to be positioned better because it just didn't help anyone. No one was low that was in it. All this did was give you and Moira, who weren't in the fight, overhealth. The dog's crying. 1 second. I'm gonna let them out real quick. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. So yeah, like I mentioned, sorry about that. My dogs were crying. Like I mentioned, you know, Tree wanted to be further forward. You probably save Ducky. Team gets more aggressive. Definitely looked to help Damien a little bit sooner. You had your pull right, so like that could have been like helpful there. I think you might have been able to save Damien with pull there. It would have been close, I guess, because Damien was getting low anyway, but I think you could have been able to save him. You might have been able to dash out of this, too. I don't know if you actually had it. Good luck real quick.
Life protects life.
Let's see. I didn't notice that until now. Yeah, you had it. So I think you might have been able to dash out of this, too. Would have been close. Good job retreating though. That was big. Good job helping DPS there. Orisa fed. I don't think there's much you could have done to help Orisa there. Like, maybe if you were pushed up a little bit, but like, it's better off that you're not there. That's on Orisa, not you. Big pick from them. I would definitely go up top here with them here. You know, pedal up to them. Like, being down here doesn't really do too much for you, right? Like, I know you don't necessarily want to be, like, real in the fight right now because your Orisa's still not here. Like, she's just now getting back. But I think ideally if you're pedaled up here and, like, playing on the edge of this little thing where Damien is, like, you know, on this side of it, like, on this side of those little pillars in the middle, but, like, just on this side of the bridge, you're not getting damage from anywhere. I think that probably is a little bit better because you're able to help, you know, Damien, help Ducky a little bit easier. You know, you could rotate over to the other side of the high ground too if you want. But like leave the low ground for Moira most of the time, honestly. Alright, so this is what I mean when I say playing around your other support too. So again, like your Moira should be able to take care, or a BAP should be able to take care of an Orisa, right? Like Orisa has a lot of damage mitigation to begin with. You should be playing like an off angle from this, right? Like you want to be playing over here. You know, you can play at this silo as your team's pushing up, right? But like eventually you want to get over to this side. You end up here eventually, but like you want to get over to this side and, you know, help your DPS take control of this high ground right in here and over here, force them like off this high ground, force them to this window. And like if you guys control this and your Orisa and wherever controlling this, like they just get pincered and they're so screwed. There's no way they beat you guys. So yeah, you want to be like further right here. Like you don't need to be helping Orisa here. Good pull. Ducky was definitely dead if he didn't. Ducky still probably dies here. Ducky head up. Big help onto Ducky there. Saved Ducky's life, that was huge. Alright, so I like the tree here, right? Because like it's good that, you know, you're saving yourself and your team from it. You can pedal platform the Orisa up one. I'm sure you've seen that. So I would definitely look to do that first before just tossing the tree down. That might have just been like a panic thing, and I get that. But the pedal platform is just like way more worth to do here, right? You lift her up, you know. That's huge, right? Because you completely negate the ult, but two, now you've saved your ult. Again, I just mentioned before this, you know, using ults to guarantee the fight's fine, so that's fine too. But the only thing that ult does, right, is, you know, save you guys from this, right? Like it doesn't help you win this fight necessarily besides that. And what I mean by that is like it does help you win the fight, but like it doesn't do any more to help you win the fight than your pedal platform would. So, you know, like don't worry about wasting the ult in this scenario. Like save your ult for like when you guys get the cart back around this corner, right? And the other team probably has one more push, even though you're winning this fight. So that's ideally when you'd want to ult. She turned for your Orisa too. I don't know what the hell that Orisa was doing. She was lost. Okay, so like I mentioned, you know, this is fine to be in this position, right? But you guys have won the team fight, so I think it's safer to like for your team to push forward a little bit. And I think, like I mentioned, you want to be pushed up, not exactly where Damien is, but you want to push up to like this corner, right? Because you won't be taking damage unless like they hard push out Damien, right? You can help Damien from here. You can see your team from here. You can even like add a or a second person to cart for a time being, right? Like if you know walk up here and you're pushing the cart from here, right? But being back here, you know, like this is a safe thing to do, but like it's not what your team needs at the moment. Being back here, right, like again, you start to push up a little bit, but you fall back really quick. It takes you really far out of the fight. So like it's harder for you to heal people if they like go near the corner. That's a good pull. You know, it kind of just takes you away from the fight. Like you can't heal anyone back there behind that cart, right? Like your Orisa's dying, Ducky's dying, like you're not able to heal them. If you're pushed up where Damien and Ducky are right now, or even at the stairs, right, like you can heal Orisa through that. You could have healed Moira, you know. You would have still been fairly behind cover right now, like at least as much as you are right now, because right now you're not, you know, behind cover. You're further back, which makes it hard for them to kill you, but like you're not behind cover, and you could push on the flank with, you know, your Sojourn, with your Echo, whoever it might be as well. And yeah, that is all that happens there.
Score 0-1. Switch.
Skip through a little bit.
2-1. Attackers incoming.
Okay, so off angle Mercy, this is nice. Again, like I mentioned before on an Eichenwald map I did with you, try to be careful with like going up in the air as high as you did here, because you're just kind of a very easy sitting target here for Alari, for, you know, Hanzo, for Bastion. Like Bastion's in turret mode, I think, right here. He goes into turret mode right as you're like flying up like this, and this with a Hanzo shot like should kill you. I would definitely like stay down low to start. Like if you're crossing these areas, like the big open areas like that, just stay down low and I need to super jump up. There's a lot of areas where the super jump up is like the right thing to do, but that's just not one of them. Other than that, honestly, like not much else you could have done. Like you're damage boosting the right people at the right times. You know, you're healing like at the right times. Like your tank just feeds. Ducky, you know, got picked off by Bastion and a Hanzo arrow. Like there's not much you can do about that. That's just unfortunate. I'd like to commend you for like trying to leave early. Like you do the right thing here. Damien stayed and died because of that. Fed because of that. But you do the right thing trying to leave. That was really good. Ducky as well, you know, taking a fight he shouldn't have, makes you waste res. Very unfortunate. Goes and dies again, same way. Just, honestly, like nothing you can do here. Like you're helping, you know, you're bashing there at the right time. Like just nothing you can do. Like it's just unfortunate. I'm just skipping through all this because, again, there's not really much going on. I think your positioning is quite good right there as well, like trying to use this, like the little bridge and like rebounding off Ducky for cover. That's really nice. Using these little like silos is really nice as well. I like that. I think this ult's pretty good. It may have been like a tad early, like, you know, your wrist is kind of just getting back into the fight, but like I don't mind it. Like I think that like it's completely fine to do, right? Like you hope you're, you know, you hope you're Moira, but like I like it. I think this is a pretty good ult. Definitely like helped some things and, you know, potentially made the fight easier. I think if you're going to ult though, you don't fall back this far, right? Like stay a little bit further forward. But other than that, like it's a good ult. Good job of avoiding the Alari ult as well. I don't know what the fuck she was shooting at. I think if you stay a little bit further forward with that, right, like you know, Orisa, you know, is damage boost or heal boosted, right, throughout that, like when you backed up, I don't think she kept her beam on her for a second, and maybe that made her, you know, feel more passive, right, and that indirectly led to Damien's death. Like it's not your fault that that happened, that Damien died, but like you might have been able to help it a little bit by staying a little bit further forward. Unfortunate. It's just unfortunate. I remember watching that. But yeah, nothing else eventful happens in this. But I'm gonna go ahead and stream now real quick, and we can talk.